Welcome in. Thanks for joining us for the WHHI Daily News, where we strive to bring you more Lowcountry news more often. I'm Bob Stevens. Beaufort County School Superintendent Frank Rodriguez has been overwhelmingly praised for his work over the last 5 years and is now one of the 2 finalists to be named State Superintendent of the Year by his peers. The other finalist is Sheila Quinn from York County Schools. Rodriguez deflected credit for his success to the entire team running the Beaufort County Schools and says it's an honor to serve its nearly 22,000 students. The state Senate and House now agree on how much teachers will be paid next school year, agreeing on a state minimum of $47,000 a year. That's up from $42,500, ahead of schedule that the governor had desired to get teachers starting pay up to $50,000 by a year by 2026. School districts can pay more, and Beaufort County's does, but 67 of the 73 districts will have to raise their pay to meet new minimums. The legislature hopes the pay raise will stem the teacher drain that saw about 150 more vacant teacher jobs at the start of this school year than the one previous. Good news, though, also, if you're sending your kid to a state college next fall, the portion of the budget to allow universities to raise tuitions has been struck. Tuitions will remain frozen. There are still numerous other numbers, though, to be worked out between the budgets of the House and Senate. A Port Royal rookie police officer who's only been patrolling solo for a couple of months jumped into Battery Creek to save a woman threatening suicide. Karina Fraire-Galindo received a call from the dispatcher about a woman having a mental health crisis on the floating dock near Sands Beach. And even after talking with the woman jumped anyway, and the officer quickly removed her body armor and weapon and jumped into the water to grab her and pull her ashore, where she was taken to Beaufort Memorial for treatment. Fraire-Galindo just joined the force back in September and had graduated from the State Criminal Justice Academy in February. Justin Carroll of Walterboro has been convicted and sentenced to 60 years in prison for shooting his ex-girlfriend, who was videoing his approach to her car before the shots were fired. And she was also parked next to a police car. Denasia Holloway was shot outside of her apartment back in May of 2021. Carroll was out on bail before on a domestic violence charge that had been filed by the victim. He was under a no-contact order that Holloway had obtained, but he stalked her and killed her anyway, even though she was videoing the incident, according to prosecutors. For more details on these and other Lowcountry news, we invite you to visit the sources listed on your screen. Been an interesting weather week so far. How are we looking through the weekend and into early next week, Maria Soden?
Thanks, Bob. Yep, so taking a look ahead, it does look like we have beautiful weather in store for us for the rest of this week and going into next week with plenty of sunshine and warmer temperatures, with the highs getting up into the 80s by midweek. So taking a look at Saturday, it's going to be sunny to partly cloudy with a possible stray shower during the day. Hilton is going to have a high of 76, a low of 66. Bluffton's going to have a high of 77, a low of 64. And Beaufort's going to have a high of 77 and a low of 64. Come Sunday, it's going to be sunny to partly cloudy with Hilton having a high of 75, a low of 65. Bluffton's going to have a high of 76, a low of 63. And Beaufort's going to have a high of 76, a low of 63. The sunrise for this weekend is going to be at 6:40 and sunset's going to be at 8:01. Taking a look at the tides, Saturday, high tide's going to be at 12:16 p.m. and low tide's going to be at 7:13 p.m. And then come Sunday, high tide's going to be at 1:03 p.m. and low tide's going to be at 7:57 p.m. Taking a look into next week, Monday, it's going to be sunny with the highs in the upper 70s, lows in the 60s. Then come Tuesday, it's going to be partly cloudy with the highs getting to the 80s, lows are going to be in the mid-60s. And then come Wednesday, it's going to be sunny with the highs getting into the mid-80s, lows are going to be in the upper 60s. That's it for today. Let's send it back to the desk.
A little later on, we're going to be talking bike safety as we head into the tourist season. But first, let's look back at the RVC heritage with the guy who had to run the show and move all the levers around, Steve Wilmot. We'll talk with him about what went right, what went wrong, and what might happen next year when we come back.